Welcome, welcome, gentlemen, to Jerry's World. You have no idea. We set that all up before he was supposed to make it. Anyways, I got Brady in here. Brady and the commissioner. Okay, as promised, I'm going to do the power rankings. I'm a man of my word, so I'm going to do this on work company time. Might as well get paid to make these power rankings. Am I right? Anyways, guys, I keep saying it. I looked at all of our teams. This is the hardest power rankings I've ever had to set to start off a year. Last year was a little bit easier. I had some teams that I obviously didn't like. Here, it was just a lot of nitpicking, guys. And I think you'll like the number one team this year. Anyways, let's go ahead and start at number 14, week 1, power rankings, Jerry's World 2023 Fantasy Football League. At number 14, and this is nothing. This is, no shade thrown, nothing at all. At number 3, at number 14, I had to toss on Noah. Welcome to the league, man. Thank you for joining. And I think the 14-man league is something to get used to. For me, I love the Derrick Henry, James Conner stack in your running back slots. For me, I'm in need of a running back, so talk to me, Noah. We got Deebo Samuel, who I think as a wide receiver 1, there's just so many mouths to feed in San Fran. Mike Williams is my favorite wide receiver on his team. He knows because I've already tried to talk trade with him. Cortland Sutton, a number 1 wide out for the Denver Broncos. We'll see what Deion Jackson. I know Cam Akers is especially going to go off with Cooper Kupp out. Shout out to James. Cooper Kupp's going to be out this week. We got the Browns coming in, and you really have to hunker down until Kamara gets back. And that's why week 1, I put you at 14. But your team has a lot of upside going in further into the year. But week 1, it's going to be a tough one for you. Coming in at number 13, and this is just because, hey, I'm a wide receiver guy, and I hate this wide receiver core. I would put this at a hate. I'm sorry, Paul, but I got you at number 13. This isn't because you beat me in the playoffs last year, okay? This is not because you beat me in the playoffs. Love the Josh Allen with Nick Chubb start and Jalen Waddle start. It's just from there on, you kind of went downhill for me. I thought the Dalton Kincaid pick was very volatile, so I'm fine with it. The picks that I'm not okay with, Nico Collins and KJ Osborne as your second and third wide receiver. I just don't think it's going to get it done. So week 1, not loving the start, but when week 4 arrives, we got Jonathan Taylor in the mix as well, and you just have running back galore. I bet you're going to hog those guys too. You're not even going to trade them like an asshole. Thanks a lot, Paul. Number 13 for you. Hate you, by the way. Now we got Eric coming in at number 12. Eric, number 12. And really what decided it for number 12 for me, for Eric, is the ETN in the second round. I feel like if you win a wide receiver, your team would be a lot more evenly stacked. It's just right now, I'm just not a running back guy. McCaffrey and ETN, that's got to be one of the best running back rooms in the league. It's just not my cup of tea to have Michael Pittman as your second wideout. I do love James Cook, though. Kadarius Toney in your flex, especially with Kelsey possibly being out, boys. I like it. Number 12 for Eric. Number 11, we got Marcus. Let's take a look at Marcus's team. I do like his team. It's just that quarterback. Get Goff, Milan. I mean, the name, too, is kind of... the name is what got you at number 11, let's be honest. Jared Goff as your QB is just not going to cut it for me, pal. I do love him as a spot stream start throughout the year. I'm just not big on Najee Harris. Sounds like I'm really shitting on your team, Marcus. I actually really like your team. This is really me nitpicking, but Eckler, T. Higgins, Jordan Addison, I think, was one of the sharpest picks of the draft. I was looking to pick him anyways. Zay Flowers, hit me up about Zay, please. And, Adam Thielen as your last flex. That's fine. It's fine. Nothing screaming complete upside for me, though. It is screaming very solid. This is a team that I would be shocked that didn't make the playoffs, but is that the team that's going to push through? I don't know with the Jared Goff start. Sorry, Marcus. Your team is good. I promise. We got James coming in at number 10. James Leone. Beats by Ray. We drafted right next to each other. ESPN thinks you're about to win the league. And you know what? I could see that if Cooper Kupp plays. And I hope he doesn't play week 1. But after Cooper Kupp, that wide receiver room is looking a little iffy to me. A little iffy. I do like Ayuk for his value where you got him. But just Treylon Burks and Chigo Okonkwo with Jamal Williams in your flex. I don't know if that's going to get that done. I think you drafted one too many tight ends for your roster this year, but the tight end premium, I don't know. Who knows? Javonte Williams and Tony Pollard. I hate you for picking Tony Pollard. But, hey, it's a solid team all the way through. Again, I had to pick someone to go here, right? James, you're coming in at number 10. Hope you lose week 1. We also got Ross coming in at number 9. Ross with the trade of the day, getting Gerald Everett and JSN for George Kittle and Jahan Dotson. Time will only tell with that one. Time will tell. The reason why I got you at number 9, Ross, is week 1, Travis Kelce might not start. That's a big thing that really dropped you. So the news this morning, week 1, I don't like your lineup without Travis Kelce. We'll see if Kittle plays on Monday. But Devontae Smith, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Travis Kelce start is very, very solid. I love that Rachaad White pick as well, Ross. DeAndre Hopkins is someone I'm very worried about. Samaje Perine in your flex. I could see it. But I also love your backups. Anthony Richardson, Kenneth Gainwell, very, very solid. I just am worried about Tua's health, first and foremost. And your wide receiver room doesn't look as stacked. But you do have, at least three running backs that are going to be solid for you week in and week out. Braulio coming in at number 8. Braulio, Mungo Bungo, coming back. Thank you for joining the league again, bro. We all missed you very much. And you know what? Solid wide receiver room. Devontae Adams, Amari Cooper, Hollywood Brown. That's a solid 3. You got a top 2 QB in the league, Patrick Mahomes, along with Dameon Pierce, who I think was a steal at the 4th round. And then Dalvin Cook. You got him in the 5th. I'm fine with that all year. And then we got Cole Kmet, interesting play in the flex, and DeAndre Swift. So I'm seeing upside here, but I'm just not seeing the bench that could carry someone through the playoffs this season. So work that waiver wire, Braulio. But starter-wise, love the team. I don't see really any holes with it besides that flex. Coming in at number 7, we got Tyler Ellison. He's got 2 top 5 backs, possibly, with Josh Jacobs and Aaron Jones. Stephon Diggs is one of my favorite wide receivers. Chris Godwin and Brandon Cooks, not bad 2 and 3 wide receivers, along with Brian Robinson, starter, Jerick McKinnon, baller, top 4 running back last year. I think those 2 flex, along with TJ Hawkinson, could really, really propel you. And you know what? It puts you in the middle of the road week 1 to start off for me. The only thing holding you back right now is Kirk Cousins. We'll see how Kirk plays in primetime. Coming in at number 6, we got Mr. Jaime Hinojos, the self-acclaimed best wide receiver room, but I beg to differ. We got Jamar Chase, Chris Olave, Calvin Ridley. Okay, top 3 wide receiver? Absolutely, Jaime. I think you have the best top 3 wide receivers to start your draft. I do love Jahan Dotson and Michael Gallup in your flex, and you apparently don't care about George Kittle compared to Gerald Everett. I can't wait to see who really wins that battle or who wins that trade, because I don't know, it's just the first trade of the year. You love to see what happens from that. Downgraded your tight end, but also your 2 flex spots are, man, you definitely have a top 2 or 3 wide receiver room. Now that I'm looking at it, Jamar Chase, Chris Olave, Calvin Ridley with Michael Gallup and Jahan Dotson, that is nasty. The only thing stopping you is maybe Raheem Mostert as your second running back. I'm not a big Miles Sanders guy myself, so that's why it lands you at number 6. Number 5, we got Matt Diaz, she is walking like it hurts. We got Jalen Hurts, Kenneth Walker, Breece Hall, which I think is a solid running back room, especially if Breece Hall breaks through. And I do like the volatility of Tyreek Hill and DK Metcalf. Those two could win you a week. We will have to worry. You love Terry McLaurin. You get him almost every year. And Pat Freiermuth was a target for me. Love the start for you. I have you at number 5, so I don't really have any complaints about number 5 for you, okay? Number 4, we got Nick Bryan, last year's champion. I think Nick had one of the most solid starts in the league. Lamar Jackson, Saquon, CeeDee Lamb, and Ramondre Stevenson is going to be a tough 4 to beat, along with Christian Kirk, who was one of my targets in this draft. Kyle Pitts was one of my targets as well. Thanks a lot for sniping him. Fuck you. And then also, A.J. Dillon and Rondale Moore are just not going to do it for me in the flex. But we'll see. Maybe Aaron Jones gets hurt. Maybe we see A.J. Dillon get more work. We'll see about that. I like your running back room. I just don't like the Juju Smith-Schuster pick for your third wideout. Just not cutting it for me. This is me nitpicking at this point. I got you at number 4. So, you're probably going to be upset with the number 4 pick, but I think it's a pretty fair grade. Now we got number 3. This year's first pick overall, the waiver wizard, Ben Kapler. Ben, I think your team is the most even stacked in the league. Joe Mixon and David Montgomery, solid room. Geno Smith, I love him. I love what Seattle's going to do this year. We got Justin Jefferson, Drake London, and Deontay Johnson. Drake London, Deontay Johnson, amazing. And you can't go wrong, obviously, with Justin Jefferson. I think that's a beautiful wide receiver room. Your flexes have something to have some improvements to make, but I love Mark Andrews as your tight end. You got a top 2 tight end, probably the number 1 wide receiver with a lot of guys that I was targeting during the draft, which leaves you at number 3. Number 2, we got Brady Garrett. Him and I were doing a lot of best balls this season, so of course I like this team. Just because we had a lot of the same targets going into this draft. Justin Herbert, top 5 QB. Bijan, top 3 running back. Garrett Wilson, I think could be top 6, top 5 wide receiver, along with a very volatile Christian Watson and a solid wide receiver in Tyler Lockett. Dallas Goedert, top 5 tight end. So he came in. He wanted a top 8 QB, top 8 tight end. You got even better than that, I think. Tyler Boyd is the only spot where I'm like, I never really liked him. But your bench are a lot of my targets. I see a lot of guys that I wanted on my team. So thanks a lot, Brady. And last but not least, we have, who else? Me, okay? Why? I'll explain to you why. Justin Fields, top 3 QB for me. J.K. Dobbins totally fell to me in that 7th round. Amon-Ra St. Brown and A.J. Brown, top 2 start in the league, I think, for Amon-Ra and A.J. Brown. Along with DJ Moore, George Pickens, Elijah Moore, Quentin Johnston, and Marvin Mims. I think top to bottom, I definitely have the best wide receiver room in this league. Of course, I got to worry about tight end and a second running back. What's a little waiver wire, okay? I think my team has the most upside. I think my team's going to take it home. And the weekend activities are going to be this year's 2023 Jerry's World Champions. That's it, boys. Have a good day. And of course I was going to pick my team. Are you kidding me?